Hey everyone, try to find a different scenery for you. Pretty soon we'll be in the studio, back in that scenery. Some of you have already been in the studio. It's so exciting. Yeah, good to be home, I'm sure, with the community coming back together, feeling the love. And I have a story about community that I'll try to tell while we're going through this. I may butcher it, but I'm going to give it a shot, just kind of to celebrate the power of community. But for now, let's get on our mats, get settled in, find a comfortable seat, and maybe close your eyes, have a soft gaze. I will have some music playing. I will send in this playlist again. I picked weird music today, so if you're not into weird music, don't bother turning it on. But I'll have it playing softly here, not too loud, so that, again, I don't know the whole rights of music thing. I don't have the rights to any of the music. Anyways, come into your seat, close your eyes, soft gaze, and start to just become aware of your breath. Is it smooth or rough? Is it labored? Are you taking deep, full breaths? Are you breathing fast or slow? Don't try to change it just yet. Don't judge it. Just notice. And just take a few more breaths to feel what's happening in your body. And before we take our deep cleansing breaths, let's switch top legs just for fun. Don't want one getting jealous of the other. And put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Fill the bottom, pushing the belly out, feeling the rib cage in the middle, and then the chest lift. And then exhale it all out. Empty it out, pressing the belly button to the spine. Through the mouth or the nose, whatever you like. Again, inhale through the nose, fill the bottom up, push the belly out, expand the rib cage, lift through the chest, open the mouth or leave it closed, exhale it all out. Empty fully, and one more time, fill up, bottom, middle, top, and exhale. And then come onto your mat with your feet flat on the mat, knees bent up toward the ceiling. And we'll begin our music. If you have the playlist, go ahead and turn it on now. 3, 2, 1, go. Bring your hands behind you. Press your palms into the mat. Press your feet into the mat. Lift your hips up high. Maybe let your head fall back. And then lower your butt down, but leave your chest lifted. Head falls back. Straighten the legs out. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. And we're just moving the spine in a few directions. We'll hit some more directions in a minute. Bring your hands behind you, feet flat on the mat, knees bent. Lift up. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Leave the chest up, lean the head back. Making it comfortable for the neck. Inhale, your arms overhead, straightening out the legs. Exhale, fold forward. And let's do it one more time. Roll up, hands come back, feet come down. Lift the hips up. Exhale down, chest lifts, head back. Maybe smile. Extend the legs, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. You can grab onto your feet or your legs or just fall. And then bring your legs out wide. We're going to get some side bends and twists in, moving our spine in all the directions. Inhale up. Exhale. Bend over to one side. It doesn't matter which side. And come back through center, arms up. Lift. Come over to the other side. And come back up. And this time take the hand, we're going to do a twist. You're going to bring the hand, that's the side that you're twisting on behind you. Cross your other arm over and twist, lifting through the crown. Just a nice gentle twist, nothing crazy. Back up. Same side, arm comes behind, opposite side, it crosses over. Inhale up, exhale, fold. And roll up, rounding the back. Roll the shoulders back once you get there. Maybe you lift your bum out of the way. We'll do it one more time, a little faster. Inhale up, exhale, side bend. Keeping both hips on the mat if you can. Inhale, back up. Go to the other side. And back up. Now we twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Come back through center. And fold forward. Some of you may fold flat. Some of you may be in a split. Some of you may have your feet barely open. It's all good. Let's make our way into tabletop. And take a few cat-cows here. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round. And just start to move with your breath. So there's this tribe. I don't even remember where it is. I think it's South Africa, where the women of the group go out on their own, far away from their little village. And one of the women finds a tree and she goes under there. She sits. She sits for a long time. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up high, come into your downward facing dog. So she's under there for however long it takes until she hears a song, the song of the baby that she's about to conceive. And this song stays with her, and she goes back with her women, and they go back to their town. And this song has been given to her. And then she conceives her baby, and that's this baby's song. Pedal your feet out. Make your way to the top of your mat, ending in a forward fold. And just hang here. Maybe put a slight bend in your knees. Maybe you alternate bending knees. Eventually come to stillness and start to roll up one vertebrae at a time, tucking the tailbone under as you rise up. Inhale your arms overhead. And take a back bend here, just a little mini back bend, nothing crazy. Just reach up, look up, bend back slightly, engage your glutes, exhale, fold forward. Let your head hang, gaze through your knees. Inhale, half lift, gaze right at your mat, right past your nose, flat back, lengthening through the crown of the head. I may have to run for it. I think there's a thunderstorm coming, but we're going to go with it. Exhale, fold, bring your hands down to the mat. Step back to high plank. Pause here. Tuck the tailbone under, press through the heels. Spread the fingers wide and bend the elbows toward the back of the room. Lower to a hover, your chaturanga, or you can come all the way down. It's your choice. If you're in your chaturanga, you can press all the way up to cobra or upward facing dog. And if you're down low, you can come into baby cobra. Or if you want to push up a little further, just slide the hands back down a little bit and lift. Find your back bend. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up high. 3 breaths here in downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Maybe a little walk hop. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead, tucking the tailbone under, engage the quads. Exhale, take a side bend to the right. Any arm variation. Come back through center and then to the left. Reaching over top of your body to the opposite wall. Inhale, overhead. Look past your thumbs, maybe bend back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, hands come down, step back to your plank. This time lower right away. Pick your lowering all the way or a hover. Pick your back bend, upward facing dog, cobra, baby cobra. And then curl your toes under, lift the hips up high using your core. Tailbone goes to the ceiling, engaging your core and your pelvic floor. 3 breaths. And then make it to the top of the mat, walking or hopping. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up, arms up. Press your palms together. Exhale, your hands to heart center. So once the baby is conceived, that is the baby's song. That is the fetus's song. And the song gets sung to them while they're in the mother's womb. And then when it's time for the baby to be born, the whole village comes around and sings their song to them. So that song is their song for their life when they're born. And then as the child grows, anytime it gets into a little trouble, maybe steps outside of its normal behavior, the town sings that song to them to remind them who they are and what they stand for. Inhale your arms overhead, bend your knees, sink your hips. Weight is in the heels. Draw the belly button in, arms overhead. Maybe if this hurts your shoulders, maybe your arms are forward, you look forward. Turn those pinkies towards each other, rotating. And then exhale, fold forward. Let your head hang. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, bend the knees, sink the hips, arms come overhead, back to chair. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Twist to the right, fold forward, hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. Sitting back on your heels still, look over your right shoulder up at the sky. Inhale through chair. Exhale, hands come to prayer. We twist to the left. Lifting through the chest, looking up at the ceiling past the left shoulder. Inhale, come back through chair. Exhale, fold forward, straightening the knees, head hangs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands come down, step back, high to low plank. Upward facing dog or cobra to downward facing dog. Once you're in downward facing dog, inhale your right leg up. We have 3 knees. You can do them in any order you want to. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale it back up behind you, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring it to the opposite elbow or whichever elbow you want, maybe to your nose. Inhale, back up. Last one, same side. Exhale, tap the elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And finally, exhale, step forward in between the hands, dial the back heel. Inhale up to your warrior 1. Hips are squarish to the top of the mat, knee bent. Knee over ankle. Back leg, toes point slightly out. Pressing through the outside edge, nice and straight. Square those hips, reach up, look up maybe if you'd like. Exhale, bring your hands down to frame your foot, step back. Take a vinyasa, high to low plank. Upward facing dog or cobra to downward facing dog. We'll do that same thing on the left. 3-legged dog with the left leg. Knee in on the exhale, out on the inhale. Any order you want to, the 2 elbows and the nose. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, bring it up. And then finally, exhale, step it in between the hands, dial the heel. Warrior 1 on the inhale. Exhaling right back down. Step back, take your vinyasa. Maybe you bring your knees down, maybe you lower all the way down. If your shoulders get tired of all these push-ups, don't worry about lowering all the way down. Save your shoulders. We have a few more of those to do. So you take your 3 breaths here. Find your breath. Maybe you fire up your Ujjayi breath if you haven't yet. Hop forward, step forward, half lift, and fold. Rise up to your chair. We'll begin again. We're going to speed it up a little bit. Exhale, twist to the right. Back through chair. Exhale, twist to the left. Come back through chair. Fold forward, straightening the knees, head hang, half lift, flat back, and then your vinyasa. I did 108 sun salutations yesterday, so I'm going to modify. Feel free to join me. Inhale the right leg up. You have your 3 knees. Exhale, shift forward, knee comes in. Inhale, it goes back out. Exhale, pick an elbow. Inhale, back to 3-legged dog. Exhale, shift. Inhale, come back. Exhale, step forward, dial the heel, warrior 1. Boom. Exhale, right back down. Step back. Take a vinyasa, modified or not. You pick. You do you. 3 knees, left side. 3-legged dog on the inhale. Exhale, shift. Inhale. Up. Exhale, shift. Inhale, back up. Exhale, shift. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, step forward. Dial the heel, rise up. Come back down, frame the foot, step back, take your vinyasa. And then your 3 breaths in downward facing dog. At the bottom of your 3rd breath, look forward, hop forward, step forward. Half lift, fold in, rise up, sink the hips, bend the knees, twist to the right, back through center, then to the left. Through center and fold. Half lift, And vinyasa. Once you get to downward dog, right leg comes up, 3 knees. Move to the rhythm of your own breath. Finally stepping it through to come up to your warrior one. And then exhale right back down. Take your vinyasa. Left side. Inhale up, 3 knees. Let's hear that breathing. Step forward, warrior one. Exhale down, take a vinyasa. Once you get to your downward facing dog, lower your knees wide, big toes touch together, sink your hips back over your heels, and come into your child's pose. And you stay in your child's pose for a few more breaths. And I will continue with this story. Hopefully I didn't mess it up yet. So there's a few times in this child's life, in this tribe, where people sing their song to them. When they're born, at their wedding, and then when they die. The whole town comes together during their wedding, and they sing their songs to them as they get married. And then they go off. And come to your tabletop. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift the right hand out and up. Exhale, thread it through, lowering the right elbow. Inhale, lift the right hand out and up again, and then exhale, lower it back down to the mat. We'll do the left side. Inhale. Exhale, thread it. Lower the shoulder down. Inhale, lift the hand out and up. Exhale, bring it back. Curl the toes under, lift the hips up high. Coming into your downward facing dog. Make your way to the top of the mat. Half lift. Fold in. Rise up, arms overhead, press the palms together, exhale your hands to heart center. Inhale your arms overhead, look past your thumb. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, take a vinyasa. Maybe you're modifying, maybe you're just pushing back to downward dog, not doing the push-up at all. Inhale the right leg up behind you, step it forward in between the hands, dial the left heel coming into that warrior one, squaring the hips as much as you can. Exhale, bring your hands behind you, interlace the fingers, waterfall yourself to the inside of the right knee, pulling your hands away from your lower back. Try to keep the heels of your hands together. Inhale, back up, put all the weight into your right foot, arms come overhead, point the toe out in front. You can have it low, you can have it high, wherever you'd like. Ardha Tadasana. Bend the left knee, cross the ankle, sink the hips, bring the hands to prayer. It's a little power flowy today. Step the left foot back, hands come down, step back, take a vinyasa. We'll do those on the other side. Left leg lift. Step the foot forward, dial the right heel down, inhale up to your warrior one. Exhale, bring your hands behind you, interlace the fingers, waterfall yourself in, pulling the hands away from the lower back, head hangs. Try not to rest on your thigh, bring your chest to the inside of your leg. And make sure that your knee is over your ankle or at least not past your toes. Inhale up, all the weight goes into the left foot, Ardha Tadasana, point the toe out in front. Whew. Cross the ankle over the thighs, sink the hips, hands come to prayer, standing half pigeon. And then step the foot back, hands come down. Take a vinyasa, we're going to add on to that. So the right leg lifts again. This time we make our way around the mat. Step the foot forward, dial the heel down, inhale, warrior one. Exhale to humble warrior. And then we have that big move, arms come overhead on the inhale, point the toe out. Exhale, cross the ankle, sink the hips. Now from here, we're going to step this top foot, this left foot out to the side. We're going to come to the long side of the mat to 5-point star. We're just going to step wide, arms out to a T, fold forward. Hands come down in front of you. Let the head hang. So look at your mat, but then let the top of the head come toward the mat, looking behind you. Feel that nice stretch in the back of your legs. And then start to take a yogi hand walk to the back of your mat, turning the left toes toward the short end of the mat, framing the foot, bending the left knee, like a runner's lunge, right? Not like a runner's lunge, I guess it is one. So you're here. And then strong legs, you're going to inhale your arms overhead to crescent. Hips are nice and square. Engage the glutes. And press through that back heel. Sink down deep in the front leg. Bring your hands to prayer and twist to the left. Hook your right elbow outside of the left knee. Look over your left shoulder. And then from here, we're going to stay twisted for a little bit. So on the inhale, you're going to bring the right hand down, sweep the left hand out and up, coming into that dragonfly twist. Look up at your fingertips. And then straighten the front knee. You can stay here in a modified triangle twist, or step the back foot in, dial the heel down, coming into revolved triangle or twisted triangle, looking past the left fingertips still. And then put a micro bend in the front knee, the left knee. Reach the right hand forward as you come up. Cartwheel the hands, slide the right hand down the back of the right leg. Lift the left palm, reach it up, lean back, look up. Both legs are straight for reverse triangle. And then we cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot, squaring the hips off. Maybe your hands are a little in front of the foot. Float the back leg, the right leg, out behind you, lifting the heel toward the ceiling, letting the head hang. Maybe you grab onto the standing leg. I know you guys can tell which poses are my favorite because they'll be in the flow often. From here, lift halfway and then start to reach forward, lowering the back leg, making a T with your body or close to it. Lower the back foot, bring the hands to the mat, step back, take your vinyasa. I totally just added in the rest of the flow, so there's no more on there. I meant to have 2 more chunks, but now we'll go to this side. Inhale the left leg, we'll do the whole thing on this side. Step it forward in between the hands, dial the right heel, warrior one. You just go with the flow, right? Exhale, bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, waterfall yourself in, humble warrior. And then big move, Ardha Tadasana. Whoop. Pointing the toe out as high or as low as you want. Cross the ankles, sink the hips, standing half pigeon. And then we open up again to the long side of the mat, 5-point star here. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Get yourself together here. Draw the belly button in. Tuck in the pelvis, the tailbone. And then with a flat back, fold forward. Look at the mat, and then bring the top of the head toward the mat. And then take your yogi hand walk to the top. Turning the right toes as you go, peeling the left heel. Strong legs, get your legs strong, and then reach up to crescent. Hands come to prayer. Twist to the right so you can hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. And then on the inhale, we open up to that dragonfly twist. Now we straighten the right knee. Maybe step the back foot in so you can dial the heel down, coming into your revolved triangle. Putting a micro bend in the right knee, reaching the left hand forward as you rise up, and we cartwheel the hands all the way around, slide the left hand, reach the right hand, reverse triangle, both legs are straight. Lifting up through the rib cage, cartwheeling the hands back down to the mat right in front of the foot. And then we put all the weight into the right foot, floating the left foot up behind us for standing split. Maybe you grab on to the standing leg with one or both hands. Lift halfway, let go of the leg if you have it, and then start to come into your warrior three. Lower the hands. Step back, take a vinyasa. And we're going to speed that up, and then we're done with this part. So we're going to do that whole thing a little faster. Right leg comes up, step it forward. We have warrior one, humble warrior, Ardha Tadasana. So from our humble warrior, we step onto that right foot, point our left toe out in front. Cross the ankle over, sink the hips, standing half pigeon. And we're going to open up to our 5-point star, fold forward, and then walk our way back to the back of the mat to come into crescent. So get yourself set in your runner's lunge, and then inhale, boom, strong legs, strong arms. Hands come to prayer, twist to the left. And then we open up and we do our dragonfly twist to our revolved triangle, stepping the back foot in or modify. And then putting a micro bend in our left knee, reach forward up, the full cartwheel with the arms to our reverse triangle. Then cartwheel back down for standing split, lifting our right heel. Lift halfway, lower the back leg a little, reach forward, coming into our warrior three. If you wobble, that is perfectly fine. That's why it's called a yoga practice. Step back, take your vinyasa, last side. Left leg rises, step it forward for warrior one, humble warrior, Ardha Tadasana. The music has stopped. We'll just come into our Ardha Tadasana and our standing half pigeon. Opening up to 5-point star, folding, and taking our yogi hand walk to the top. Strong legs, strong arms. Superstar, did you see that movie with Molly Shannon? Boom. Prayer twist. Dragonfly twist, open up. Set the back foot in, straighten the front leg. for your revolved triangle. Swing that hip in, line it up, and then micro bend, reach forward and up, winding around, coming into our reverse triangle. Back down to standing split, lifting the back leg up. And finally, warrior three. And then just make your way down. You don't even have to do a vinyasa, just come into your child's pose. We have one more little bit of work to do. So basically, to end the story, you've already figured it out. So when that person lives its full life with his own song or her own song, and they go through having children and give them their songs, it's time for them to leave the earth. And again, the whole village comes around to the deathbed and sings their song one more time to send them off. It's a really touching story. Each person has their own song. It's never repeated. Uh-oh. Speaking of song, it's time to go. Downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Step it forward in between the hands. Leave the back heel up. Come into your crescent. Bring your hands to prayer. We're just going to rock back and forth. So straighten. We're going to lean forward and almost overextend the knee. And then we're going to come back, almost slightly straightening, but we're bending the back knee. Excuse me. Shifting forward and back. This is it. This is the move. Nice and smooth and controlled. Find the control in the contraction. Keeping leaning forward the whole time. Just breathe. You can put your inhale and your exhale wherever you want. You can inhale back, exhale forward. Find what feels more comfortable to you. Maybe inhale forward, exhale back. One more, rock back, and then we're going to step forward. Coming into a prayer chair prayer. Hold this. And then step the right foot back. Lean forward and start that shift again. Both legs will probably be burning at this point. Just find your edge and hover and breathe. Embrace it. It's uncomfortable, but we're not going to be here forever. The mind will give up before the body does. So listen to your body. Don't let your mind be overprotective. Not for this, anyway. Save it for something way more dangerous. All right, last one forward, last one back. Let me step forward. Heel toe the feet out wide, toes slightly pointed out. Sink down. Enjoy this stretch. Maybe you rock slightly and gently side to side, lifting the chest up. Maybe you bring one hand down and reach the other one up. Switch sides. And then lower down right onto your butt. Whew. Fold over your legs. Cross the ankles. And roll forward, coming into tabletop. sit back on your heels, walk your hands back, stretch out those quads. Maybe you lift your hips a little. And then walk forward again. Bring your forearms to the mat. We're gonna go into a forearm plank. Take a few breaths. And then just step your feet back, keeping your hips low. Press through those forearms. Don't sink down like this. Totally bad for your shoulders. I don't want you to get hurt. So here, we're just gonna do it again. Rock back and forth, or front to back. Draw that belly button in. Don't let your hips come up too high. Bring them back down, settle them in. Don't sway your back either. Stay up, engage the core, tuck the tailbone under. Lengthen through the crown of the head. If you need a break, I need a break. Just come back, and then come back right into it. And maybe you're on your knees. This is a little more awkward. You can't shift as much. Five more breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Drop down. Oh, God. Bend the knees and windshield wiper the hips from side to side. You made it past the work. You can stay laying on your belly. I'm just going to move in a little bit, starting to sprinkle. And we are on the mat from here on out. So I feel like I can move closer. So from here, we'll be on our bellies. And we're going to do a shoulder stretch because we just burned our shoulders out. So if you're listening to the playlist, that song that was just on was called Monica. And the next one is a silent track. So if you would please fast forward to Float On. And just find that nice space you were just in, that nice mindful space you were just in that I interrupted, and I apologize for that. Bring your right hand out. I'm going to do my left hand so you can see me first. Right out to a T, extended from your shoulder. Left hand palm plants onto the mat right next to your chest. Bend the right knee and just push off and roll, or bend your left knee. Bend your left knee and roll up onto your side. And just feel that nice stretch. If that's too much on your shoulder, you can slide your hand down a little. And just relax your head. Tuck your chin. And maybe you even take your left hand and wrap it around your lower back. Five more breaths here. 4, 3, 2, And one, roll down slowly and gently and pause. Don't move that arm that's extended. Just leave it there. Flop your head over to the other side and hold. And just feel the sensation of what's happening in that arm. And go ahead and bring it over next to your chest, and you'll extend the other arm out to the side. See mine's extended out from the shoulder. Bend the knee, the top knee will be your top knee, and you push off, roll up onto your side, laying the head down, getting that nice shoulder stretch, wrapping that arm around if you'd like to. Such a juicy stretch right here. Woo! Let's take 5 more breaths here. 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 1. Roll down and pause. Leave that arm out to the side. Feel what it feels like. Switch cheeks. And then finally bring that hand to the chest. Push up. Swing the legs around. And we'll come into a seated. We're going to do full pigeon, which is also, I think, called fire log pose. So we'll start with one foot. So you bring your shin across to, if you're at the top of your mat, you make it parallel-ish with the top of the mat, straight out from your hip. And then you bring the other one and you stack it on top. Now you will see that my knee is nowhere near the foot stacked. My foot is on top of my knee here, but this one, not so much. And that is perfectly fine. Your knee may be way up here. Just find the space and find the sensation, lifting up nice and straight. You can stay here, or you can walk your hands forward and start to hinge at the hips. Chest leads, don't round. Lead with the chest. I'm going probably, I don't know, 2 inches forward. That is perfectly fine. You'll feel it as long as you're feeling it in these outer hips here. And try to find the space. Breathe into those hips, making more room in there, letting things release, getting rid of that negativity that might be in there. It's maybe some stress, some fear. Inhale, scoop it out, exhale, release it. And walk your hands back. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Hands come behind you and just windshield wiper your knees from side to side this time. And then we'll do the other side. So this time, the shin is parallel to the side of the mat. I'm using the long side. You might be on the top side. That's fine too. And then we stack. This is my less flexible side. Find your side. each side's going to be different, and that is the usual. That's what's supposed to be happening. But don't worry, if it doesn't seem like you have a different side, then they're close, and that is fine too. But our bodies are asymmetrical. Walk your hands forward, leading with the chest. And start to walk your hands back. Physically remove the top foot off with your hands and make your way onto your back, onto the mat. And then we'll have our 10 breaths to bring our feet over our heads. Maybe you go into shoulder stand. I'm gonna take happy baby. Please feel free to join me. You can come into waterfall or feet up the wall. You can go into plow and bring your feet back here. You find your pose and take your 10 breaths right now. If you're finding yourself coming to your last of your 10 breaths, go ahead and start to hug your knees into your chest. Maybe you rock side to side or up and down in your mat. Giving your back a massage. And then eventually preparing for rest, extending both legs long on the mat. Bring them wide. Let your feet splay open, palms facing up. Your head can fall to one side or the other. Allow yourself to completely relax. Not worrying about the time or if you're going to fall asleep. I will make sure you know when we are done. Let yourself just fall into deep relaxation. start to reconnect with your physical body. Finding your breath, feeling your lungs fill up and empty. And start to add a little movement, maybe a little wiggle of the fingers or toes. Bending the wrists in, rolling the ankles in and then out. Allowing the head to fall from side to side. And then zip the legs together and point the toes, reach your arms overhead. Take one big tip to toe stretch. And then tuck the knees in, roll over onto your favorite side. Let your head rest on your ear. Your ear rest on your arm. And when you're ready, and there's no rush, make your way up to a comfortable seated position on your mat. Eyes closed. Bring your hands down, fingertips pressing into the earth next to you on each side. Take one deep inhale. And then exhale out everything which does not serve you. Send it into the earth. Send it out away from you. And then flip your palms over. Scoop your palms up. Take what you need. And bring it together. Bring your hands down to your mind. Think of everything that you just pulled away. Promise to speak the truth. And let this joy live in your heart. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for sharing your practice. Namaste.